Hey, what's up Star Wars X-Wing fans? Today I have an unboxing of the BTL-4A YWing expansion pack for the Rebels faction. This is the iconic Y-Wing that of course was in the New Hope, the Battle of Yavin, the Battle of Hoth, and the Battle of Endor, and it's also been in Rogue One. It was in the Battle of Jakku. It was in the Clone Wars. This Y-Wing, the Y-Wing in Star Wars has been around forever, and for the Rebels it is like the kind of Swiss Army knife of ships. So as you guys might know, I'm a Rebel player, so I've been dying to get this and pick this up. It looks absolutely fantastic. I think it looks better than the first 1.0 edition. So I've been dying to open this up and potentially play it. So let's go ahead and crack this open. By the way, this is about 20 bucks, $19.95 retail if you buy it at your FLGS. It's a little higher than the old ones. I don't know why they hiked the prices up, but you know, maybe the sculpts are better. We'll see. I did actually crack this open. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got. We got our instructions, or I guess ship contents. It tells you, oh, I guess you're going to be getting a seismic charge and a proton bomb in here, which is super cool because I don't think I have either of those yet. I don't think they came with the conversion kit, and so these are bombs that you're going to be able to play with the Y-Wing, which I'm super stoked about because I have actually not played or dropped any bombs. I know how to drop them, but I've yet to do it, so I'm excited to play that. You get your little stand here. And this has not changed, so for all those 1.0 players, you know, that are thinking of maybe getting back into the game, these are exactly the same. All right, and then of course you get this stuff here. So actually what we're gonna do is I'm going to crack this box open because this is what we really wanna see, right? We wanna take a look at the actual Y-Wing here. And the Y-Wing is actually, a ship in X-Wing, the game, that probably costs comparable to an X-Wing, except it has, it's probably a slightly more expensive. It has a little bit more, oops. It has a little bit more hull, so it can last longer, and it's got more shields, I think. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I will go ahead and, I guess I won't do that. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this, move this out of the way so you guys can take a look at the detailing of the sculpt here. We'll get nice and close, get the light in there. So there you go. The detailing is really, really nice. You got that new turret that appears on top there. And then it's got the front primary firing. It's got a, you know, obviously the Astromech that's in there. Really, really nice, very sharp paint job on this. We'll go ahead and take a look at the underneath here. And it looks, I don't know, it looks darker than the other 1.0 one and lighter than the Scum Villainy faction Y-Wing, but it just looks great, you know, it just looks very, very detailed, very realistic. So, all right, so we got that. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on its base for you guys, and then we can go ahead and look at all the cards that come into this. So, all right, we'll put that there. Let's see what we got in the special little package. Here we should get all the cards and the dials, and hopefully we got some shield tokens, which we did not get that much in the core set, so I'm excited we're going to get some shield token. It's kind of ridiculous that FFG is being a little stingy with the shield tokens. So you got your dial here. Let's go ahead and pop this out, and we can even just put it together. For those people who don't know how to put together X-Wing dials, I could show you real quick. So here's the little pin that goes in the middle, and what you want to do is take this dial with the maneuvers and the bigger dial, bigger pin, and place it in there until it snaps like that. And then what you're going to do is make sure that these are the correct ones, so YW there, and you're going to put them together and you're going to push onto this one until it also snaps like that. And so it's going to kind of push this out, but that's okay. And then you've got, make sure you got your Y-Wing there, you've got the maneuvers on the outside there, and there is your dial. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Y-Wing dial here. Let's go ahead and start at the 1s. And you've got a 1 straight, a 1 soft bank on either side that are all blue, which is great. That's going to be super easy maneuverability. You obviously, for most small to medium ships, unless you're a TIE fighter, you're going to have that hard one. And then you're going to get a 2 hard, a 2 soft, and then a 2 straight. But then the two straight, of course, is blue. So it's going to be pretty nice, straightforward movement. You're going to have a 3 hard that's going to be a stressful maneuver, and then you're going to have white maneuvers for your other 3 bank and 3 straight. You're going to have a 4 straight that is going to be a stressful maneuver, and then a 4 K turn, which is obviously very useful. So pretty straightforward dial. I think the biggest differences are that you don't get the Talon rolls that you get in an X-Wing. But I don't know, we'll have to compare some other time. Here's your little turret. And the turret's going to go at the base there, so we'll put that together when we're done. You get 2 shield tokens, and you get 1 disarm token. Basically, there's probably some action that happens where you're disarmed for that 1 turn. And then here are your ship bases or pilot bases. So for each pilot, you're going to have a base that you can choose to use. And it looks like there's going to be 6, right? Yep, there's going to be 6 pilots. You have a couple, I think those are ion tokens, basically when you're ionized, or maybe those, yeah, I think so. Here's your seismic charges and then the proton bombs. So that's pretty cool. I get 2 of each, so those will be nice to play. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the ship pilots that we got. And then we got some quick builds and a bunch of upgrades. And some of the upgrades I have and some of them I don't because they didn't come with the conversion kit. So let me ratchet this down a little bit so it's not so bright. There we go. So hopefully that's good. Maybe one more notch, yeah. All right, so this is one of the top ace pilots for the Y-Wing. This is Nora Wexley, Gold 9. And let's just real quick take a quick look at the actions that a Y-Wing can generally take. You got a focus action, pretty straightforward, a target lock, which you're gonna need if you're gonna be shooting missiles and proton torpedoes at people. And then you've got a red barrel roll, which means it's a stressful action. And then you also have this, which is to spin your turret arc. So this is a turret, this does have a turret as well as a primary firing arc. So this, I guess, depends on if you have anything that's firing out of the turret. You actually need a weapon that will fire out of the turret, I think. So it's got 2 attack dice out of the primary firing arc, 1 agility die, 6 hull, and 2 shields. So that's pretty good. 8 hit points for this, which is probably why it runs, you know, point-wise, let's see, looking at some of the points, like Nora Wexley is 43 points at the base, so not bad. That's pretty average, actually. That's cheaper than a Luke Skywalker, that's for sure, on an X-Wing. So what is her ability? It says, while you defend, if there is an enemy ship at range 0 to 1, add 1 evade result to your dice result. So that's really nice. So Nora's basically going to be harder to hit, right? Whenever you're defending, as long as there's a ship really fairly close to you, you get to evade, or at least get an evade. So that's very nice because Rebels don't usually have ways to evade. So, and Nora, like I said, she costs 43 at base value. All right, so we're gonna move on to Dutch. I've been hearing good things on the interwebs about Dutch, Dutch Vander. I've seen him on a couple lists. Same action bar. His ability says, after you perform a target lock action, you may choose 1 friendly ship at range 1 to 3, which is very good. You can't choose somebody at 0 that you're touching. That ship may require a lock on the object you locked, ignoring range restrictions. Okay, so you could have another Y-Wing or an X-Wing that's way back, maybe Luke Skywalker is way back, but you got Dutch way out in the front there. As long as your Luke Skywalker is within 1 to 3, Dutch Vander can do a target lock. And then immediately Luke Skywalker will be able to get the target lock, even though he's outside of the 3 range requirement. So that is really cool. I like that. That means you could then kind of boost in next turn and fire off your proton torpedoes. So nice handshaking there for the Rebels. And oh, by the way, that was the highest initiative is a 5 on Nora, and then you got 4 on Dutch. So if you wanted to run Nora and Luke, that would be they'd both be 5. All right, you got Horton Salm, Gray Leader. Don't know who he is, but he's a 4 initiative pilot. And I just wanted to bring up the price, oh yeah, so Dutch was 42 points, only 1 less than Nora. I actually think Dutch is a little better. Nora is pretty good. I mean, I guess just not being able to be hit as hard is probably a good thing, but Dutch has a little more ability to kind of be more aggressive. So Horton is only 38 points, and his ability says, while you perform an attack, you may reroll 1 attack die for each other friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender. So very good in a swarm. The more friendlies that you have that are kind of attacking one of the defenders or close range of a defender. So, you know, these Y-Wings, they kind of like to throw bombs, so you sort of want to be closer to your opponent at some given time. So this at least will allow you to also re-roll those attack dice. So pretty handy, I like that one. Now you got an initiative 3, Yvain Verlaine, gold 3, and Yvain is 36 points. So actually, yeah, so a little bit less than Horton. These are all your unique pilots. This is the last one. At the start of the engagement phase, that is like basically before combat, you may spend 1 focus token to choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, that ship rolls 1 additional die while defending until the end of the round. Ooh, that's pretty cool. You're basically spending a focus token that you have on you. So maybe if you crew this up with a perceptive co-pilot, so you have 2 focus, you can spend one of those focus to give one of your friendly ships at range 0 to 1 the ability to roll 1 additional defense die. So that is really cool. I actually like that one. I've been thinking of ways to make rebels a little harder to hit because they don't usually have abilities to do that, it seems. That seems like scum villainy. There's so much evade and just agility dice, and rebels tend to not have as much. So just trying to figure that out. So this one would be good for that. All right, now you got the generics. You got Gold Squadron Veteran at Initiative 3. Gold Squadron Veteran is the 34 points. So for only 2 more points, getting this ability actually is really good. So I like that. And then you got another Gray Squadron Bomber. So that's a 2, Initiative 2, and I think bombers, you know, I'm not a veteran player here, so you guys let me know, all you awesome X-Wing players. If you are a bomber in general, do you want to have a lower initiative value? I don't know. I think so, because you kind of want to move and drop your bomb and then have somebody move into them, but let me know if that's correct or not. Anyway, Gray Squadron Bomber is 32 points. I think he is the lowest, and you probably get a couple. Nope, that's it. Okay, so you got your quick builds here, and I have yet to really dive into the quick builds. If you're using the quick builds, you're not using the standard point values. You're just basically comparing threat levels. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a 7 threat level team, I think that's what it is. So you could play that team against somebody else that's about a 7 threat level. So they just kind of balance them out, and I think that's cool. I want to get into that. So, all right, next we're going to go into a title here. First title is going to be Expert Handling, and basically it's going to give you a red barrel roll. No, you have to have a red barrel roll, that's your requirement, but it turns your red barrel roll into a white barrel roll. So obviously for, you know, the Y-Wing, which has a red barrel roll, putting the title Expert Handling on it would be very handy. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna bring up the point values here so I can kind of show you what they are. Where is that? Expert Handling, right? Expert Handling is only 2 points, so that's pretty good. All right, so next we're going to go into a turret here. And let me go ahead and bring that up too. Sorry, this is taking so long. Let's see, we've got the ion cannon turret. So basically, being ionized means they're not actually doing damage to you. At least, well, let's go ahead and read this out. It says ion cannon turret, so it does give you the primary turret of a 3 attack die, and you have to be, your defender has to be within 1 through 2 range, and then your action is that you can spin your turret. So the attack is, if this attack hits, spend 1 damage or critical hit result, sorry, 1 hit or critical hit result to cause the defender to suffer 1 hit damage, or 1 damage. All remaining hit and crit results inflict ion tokens instead of damage. Okay, so basically you're kind of doing a little bit of damage, but most, like if you get 3 hits, then you have to basically spend one of your hits or crits to inflict 1 damage, and then after that all the remaining ones become ion tokens, and ion tokens basically make it so that they have to, for each ion token they have to use that ion token instead of their maneuver to go 1 straight. So it basically shuts them down for that turn. They still get actions as far as I'm aware, and they can still attack, but they have no other ability to change their movement until they clear all their ion tokens. So it's a really good control mechanic. So all right, so ion cannon turret is 6, that's not bad. All right, now we got veteran turret gunner. He is in my rebel. He is in my rebel conversion kit, and he says after you perform a primary attack, you may perform a bonus turret attack using a turret or turret arc you did not already attack from this round. So this says that you have to have the turret ability to use him. So you know, that's pretty cool. I mean, you basically get to perform a bonus attack as long as you use a different turret, right? You may perform a bonus attack using a turret, a firing arc, like a turret arc you did not already attack from this round. All right, so let me know, you guys, how you're able to get 2 different turret firing arcs. I assume if you have a dual turret, of course, if you shot out of one, you'd be able to shoot out of the other with a bonus attack, but I'm not sure if you don't have that, if you can even use this. So next you have R5 Astromech. He's a droid. You've got the action spend 1 charge to repair 1 face down damage card. So basically it just heals you for an action, and you get 2 charges out of this. You can also have an action that says repair 1 face up ship damage card, so you can use it to repair a critical hit too. So very, very handy. I think this is definitely for the long game. I have yet to play one of these. I think it's probably pretty good. All right, next we get into the bombs here, and sorry, I didn't tell you what Astromech, R5 Astromech, should have prepped this ahead of time. R5 Astromech is actually 5 points, I guess because you're kind of getting more health. All right, now let's go into the proton bombs here, and I'm going to pull this up first here. Proton bombs are 5 points. Squad points to pay, and the bomb says during the system phase you may spend 1 charge to drop a proton bomb using the 1 forward template. So basically whenever you're dropping bombs, if you don't already know, you're essentially putting the 1 forward template behind you, and then you're going to connect this to lay it down, and that's where it'll be dropped. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick at what proton bombs do. So proton bombs say at the end of the activation phase, this device detonates. So the activation phase is when you've done all your movements. So once it detonates, each ship at range 0 to 1 suffers 1 critical hit damage. So wow, that's pretty good. Now I think if you're suffering 1 critical hit, if you have shields, your shields still soak it. So all right, cool. And proton bombs, like I said, are 5 points. So those are pretty cool. I think you're just going to be able to do some damage there. Next, let's go on to seismic charges. I've heard good things about seismic charges. Same thing, it's a bomb. During system phase, you may spend a charge to drop a seismic charge. So let's go ahead and take a look now at what seismic charges do. It says at the end of the activation phase, the device detonates. So it looks like both types of bombs detonate at the end of the activation phase when all movement is done. When this device detonates, choose 1 obstacle at range 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 of the seismic charge. So it's like you're going to lay a seismic charge near debris or asteroids. Then each ship at range 0 to 1 of the obstacle suffers 1 damage. Then you remove the obstacle. So you actually get rid of that obstacle. So now one of the cool tactics I heard about in one of the podcasts, I think it might have been either Back to Dials or Stay on Target, but they talked about how what you could do is, you know, you'd basically get your ship on top of an object or an obstacle like debris field or asteroid, and then you blow up that asteroid with your seismic charge, and then afterwards, because this happens at the activation phase, you'd get in your engagement phase, and then you'd be able to attack. So you'd be able to do all the damage with the seismic charge and attack. So that is pretty cool. Now, one thing is that it does say each ship, so I assume that if you're still within 0 or 1 range of yourself, you'd still take a damage. So you kind of probably don't want to be in the same range unless you have enough hull and you want to just do more damage. So that is pretty much it, you guys. That is the YWing. I'm excited to play this. I probably am going to need to get more than one, right? All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time on T3 Gaming.